Hi, Keith. My name is Nilay. How are you doing?
Hi, Nile. I'm Keith Van Her, and I am the product owner at Trusted Mail. A few years ago, a California technology company lost 46.7 million after a spoofed email impersonating the CEO was sent from a cyber criminal to the company's finance department, requesting that funds to be sent to a set of fake wire instructions. Unfortunately, the innocent treasury clerk followed what he thought was the CEO's instructions and sent the money to an untraceable bank account with no chance of recovery. In fact, total global losses from CEO fraud is expected to grow from 3 billion to 20 billion this year due to the increase in remote work and usage of IoT devices. And this is just one use case with business email compromise. Trusted Mail is an AI-powered encrypted email service which uses multimodal biometrics to verify that the sender and recipient of email are who they say they are. The Trusted Mail integrates directly to existing email clients, so you don't have to go into clunky third-party encrypted email systems. Trusted Mail is being spun off from its parent company, backed by an experienced team of advisors that have proven track record of success. Do you have time for a coffee?
Right. Sure. we
Thank you, Keith, for your pitch. I know you were trying to squeeze in a little bit at the tail end just to kind of get the 60 seconds. Don't worry, we've all done that. Part of it, as you practice, okay, because elevator pitching is tough to do. As you can tell, it's Nilay and I have been doing elevator pitch trading now for, I've been doing it like 12, 13 years now. So. But getting in control of time, getting your thoughts together, okay, getting all of these components together and then focusing on the individual, okay. And Steve Jobs used to do this very well. And his thought process was like, I actually met somebody who was in charge of writing his speeches and doing his presentations for him. And basically the idea is that you need to get the product pieces and all the different components together. So you spend all of your time and energy looking at the person you're pitching to try to win them over, right? Looking at their body language and all these other things, and knowing that there's 60 seconds, okay? You have to think about your story arc over that 60 seconds, okay? Right? And then just know, you know what I mean? Where you might need to conclude. Sometimes you might go over a little bit, and that's okay, right? But you want to just make sure that you get those components together, right? Nilay, over to you.
Yep. Like grabbing the attention, keeping it is far more important. Okay, then so I think that's good. Yeah, I almost thought that I was following the lyrics of a rap song. It is actually it is fun. But it was a good pitch. You start with a deep problem. Starting make it relatable. Okay, because you talked about the CEO example where the CEO sent the phishing email that that cost $46 million. That was of loss. Now the question is that there's a lot of work being done on to prevent phishing. It's a major problem, and there are a lot of industry giants working on this as well, including the likes of Google and Apple and in Microsoft and and obviously the traditional Intel and McAfee and Norton and all of those. Tell me what makes your system different. Now I know a little bit about you have the biometrics aspects. Tell me about what makes you different, because that didn't come out as clearly. You did had some quick buzzwords like biometrics and AI powered, but tell me a little bit about what makes it different.
Good sauce. Yeah.
Very, very good question. So to put it simply, what makes us different is we're aiming at solving email impersonation. So this is the key. So when you're encrypting email and sending an encrypted email to someone else, you don't. First of all, the receiver doesn't necessarily know that the sender is who they say they are, and also the receiver. Me sending an email, I want to know that the receiver is who they say they are. Using facial biometrics, Trusted Mail can ensure that both the sender and the receiver are who they say they are. Because before sending an email, I would take my facial biometric or any other biometric to make sure that it is, yes, indeed me. And when I send over an email, the receiver needs to also take their biometric before reading an email. So it is making sure that it's tackling email impersonation, which is something which I think is a bit of our competitive advantage here.
So, Nalay, the way I look at it, and Keith, sometimes remember, always assume that the person you're speaking to is dumb, okay? Because it just makes your life a lot easier because you never know how smart they are, right? And so the way I look at it, Keith, is it safe to say that we live in a world right now where we have kind of the 2 or 3 step authentication right now. So if I need to log into Microsoft or Facebook, I have to have an authenticator app that might look at my eyes or thumb or whatever. And I'm verifying that when I'm trying to log into a website. What you're saying is you're doing that same type of biometrics, but doing it 2-way. Is that correct?
Yes, and okay. Yes, along those lines.
Keith, the reason I bring it up is because people already understand what I just described. You get what I'm saying, Nalay? People know, Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator, or you know what I mean? And what you're doing, Keith, is you're doing kind of a 2-way authentication using similar or just biometrics, for instance. It might not be password-based or phone-based, but it's like, biometrics 2-side authentication. Is that correct? Okay. And so sometimes it's important for people just to kind of get an idea.
Yeah, because
right, Nalay?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Ash. Because Keith, you are an expert in the field. You've done a lot of work on this. Like we are dumb investors who are, who might not understand or have the full knowledge about the industry.
But we're good looking, Keith. We might be dumb, but we're good looking. Okay, just want to state that.
That solves the issue.
Thank you. No one gave me a high five for that on the chat. No one cares. But okay, all right, fine. Maybe we're not that good looking. It's all right. Don't worry. My wife thinks I'm handsome. Yeah, no. All right, go ahead.
Okay. No, but so I think that's kind of important. So and I wanted to just clarify one more thing with you before we get into the pitch backbone. Do you actually do this for all the emails, or is it only for a select group of emails which are like mission critical?
So at the moment we're discovering which email client we're going to focus on. So of course, for our MVP, we will be focusing on one email client, but then we're going to take it to other email clients, of course, and we're going to identify which one is the best for our MVP.
No, my question is more about, so say for instance, if a CEO has to send an email to it has to interact with his top team, would he email Trusted Mail and the biometrics every time to log in and log out for every email that he sends out? Or is it for specific mission critical emails, like say payment information and such?
And understood. No, we're aiming at for mission critical emails. Okay. So very sensitive emails, content exactly containing sensitive information, payment details, whatever it might be. Not only payment details, but even confidential information. Okay. All the works. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's important, right? Because that's a key element, right? Because again, there's always a balance, especially with email softwares. Like there's always a balance that you need to achieve between ease of use and security, right? And that's often they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. So that's good to know, because that is one thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And currently you have currently you have you're looking for a funding round as well.
Yes, we're looking for funding. I understand I did my pitch, but yes, we're looking for funding opportunities at the moment. Yes, to get funded and start development. And we're looking at around 400,000 to 500,000 to start developing the product market.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. And we didn't hear that. So, Keith, when you're rushing stuff, right? At the end of your pitch, I don't know if you said it at the end because I didn't miss it, but the one thing you always slow down on is when you ask for something. Okay. This is what I've realized, okay? I have young kids too, and it's for some reason when they want to get something by their dad, they'll ask very quickly, and I'll say, sure. But when it comes to investors, you want to slow down and at least know that the ask should be probably the slowest thing, okay? Look at them deep in their eyes and ask for it, okay? Because I think I missed that, Keith. I don't know if you actually asked for it or you read through it really quickly. Okay.
No, I didn't. But very good point.
Is so important, right? And just making sure it slows down, because that it's the third component of the psychology that they go through the elevator pitch, right? Nalay, over to you.
Yep. Okay, and that's good to know. And right now you are pre-launch. Is that fair? Or right now you have some pilots?
So we did launch a pilot, and it didn't go much our way. So we're going back to square one. Part of why we joined this accelerator, because it's going to really help us hone in into what exactly we need. So we can assume that we're pre.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, All right. Yeah, I mean, I got most of my thesis correct. Do you want me to pitch your idea back? Okay.
Please.
All right. Okay. We are just waiting for the elevator to go to the top. Okay. I don't know. Ash disappeared.
I don't know.
Spotlight.
No, I'm still in the spotlight. Is there? I think there's
Okay.
like, this is like, if we were running a for-profit thing, this is where we would have like, this segment is brought to you by some company that I have never visited, right? No, we have this odd, like, 30 seconds of time we need to fill. But there's no commercials. This is commercial free entirely. We want to make this fun. So what's going to happen is you're hitting the top, Keith. When you hear him hit the top, you're an investor. So make your intro. All right, go ahead.
Hey, Nile. My name is Keith. How are you today?
Hi, Keith. Good to meet you. My name is Nile, and I'm part of the Trusted Mail team. Do you know that last year, a big tech company in California lost $47 million because of a spoof email sent from the CEO's account to the CFO's account? And there was little ways to identify whether this was an email impersonation or a direct email. In fact, email impersonation is expected to cost $20 billion of losses in terms of frauds this year alone, okay? When we looked at the problem, we figured that, for most apps and websites these days, we have two-factor authentication. We have to log in using a biometric, and we have to log in using our password. Why don't we have this thing for a mission-critical email? That's what we are building with Trusted Mail. We are creating an AI-powered biometrics-backed email encryption system where, both the sender and the receiver have their biometrics confirmed to send an email that contains some of the most confidential information or payment information for a company. We are currently running some pilots, and we are looking for $500,000 to scale it up for the next level. Would you be interested to have a coffee with us?
Well done.
Great pitch. Well done.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay. But you don't have to give them feedback.